Can everybody hear me? Okay. Well, I would like to tell you that they saved the best for last. But after hearing all of the heartfelt and eloquent ministry moments before mine, that is highly unlikely. Jesus taught that to be first or greatest, we had to be last or least. So when my talk falls short, just remember, I was going for the last and least thing. Okay. I agree with all the previous speakers that giving of your time, talent, and treasures is an important aspect of the church experience. It is absolutely necessary for the future of any organization or institution. But I suggest thinking of the church, i.e. Holy Comforter, as more of a family, and what wouldn't you do for your family member or friend? In the words of JFK, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. That statement holds just as true for Holy Comforter. Recently, I heard a radio commentator state that if your church wasn't challenging you, that maybe you weren't going to the right church. I had to think about that comment. Going to church should be uplifting, but a challenge? The more I thought about it, the more I had to agree with the statement, although I like to think of challenges as opportunities. Here at Holy Comforter, there are many opportunities to extend and deepen your relationship with the church, your fellow parishioners, the community, and Christ. I will return to the opportunities at Holy Comforter later, but first, let me tell you my story. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I was baptized as an infant, had my first Holy Communion, and confirmed in the church. I attended Mass just about every Sunday. That is, until I went away to college. I started attending church less frequently, but that's not necessarily unusual for a college student. After I married and had children, I thought about returning to the church, but I was also curious about other faiths. So I started attending services at different churches. One universal criterion for a church home was that it had to be close in proximity. The farther away, the less likely I would be to attend. At this point in time, I was moving every 3 to 5 years due to my husband's job. No, we weren't military, but we were asked that question quite often. Just about the time we would settle into a church, it was once again time to move on. During this period, I attended multiple churches. Well, I actually attended Bible study and Sunday school, more than the actual services themselves. I found that the Bible study classes at the Methodist and Baptist churches to be very good, and they enriched my understanding of the Bible. The bands and theatrical performances at some of the non-denominational churches were great. All in all, I preferred large churches. It was easy to get lost in the crowd and not feel the need to get involved. So, when I came to Holy Comforter, my first thoughts were that it reminded me of the Catholic Church of my youth, and I really wasn't that interested. But then, what got my attention was Cindy, Dr. Taylor, up at the pulpit. This was very different from the Catholic Church. Wow, a female priest. My indifference turned into curiosity. I began attending Holy Comforter on a routine basis. I slowly became involved by attending the Sunday morning classes, an extension of the adult Christian education ministry. These classes included book discussions, watching videos, and even some YouTube clips, my favorite. Some of the diverse other topics included keeping the Sabbath, beliefs of multiple religions, not just the Episcopal faith, meditation, the Anglican Rosary, art interpretation, current events, Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, etc., etc., etc. I especially enjoyed taking part in the blessing of the animals, even though one of our dogs tried to escape one year. Other activities at Holy Comforter include making Advent wreaths, the Fall Festival, Easter egg hunts, potluck dinners, Holy Week and Christmas events, just to name a few. Yes, COVID has slowed down or stopped some of these functions, but just as we have resumed church services, these other events will be again offered. Take, for example, the children's Christmas pageant coming soon. So, what else does the church have to offer you? There are 33 different ministries and groups just waiting for you to join. No experience necessary. Anything you need to know, they will teach you. What do you have to offer the church? Your perfect gift of your time, talent, and treasure. I furthered my involvement at Holy Comforter by initially taking baby steps, like making bread for the Sunday service. That led to joining the Altar Guild, and now I lead the Altar Guild ministry. Examples of church ministries are immediately evident even before you walk through the church doors that say welcome home. When you drive onto the church property, you see the results of the building and grounds ministry. As you walk into the entry area, you are greeted with a smile by someone from the greeters ministry. We also have a welcome team ministry. If you look to your left in the entrance hall, you will see a red wagon provided by the Columbia County Cares Ministry for receiving donations of staple food items. In the kitchen area, there is a large round tub just waiting for you to deposit toiletries for the needy in our local community. This is overseen by the Pathways Ministry. As you enter the church proper, you are offered a bulletin by a member of the Usher Ministry. The Altar Guild has been set up at the altar as per protocol, using bread furnished by the Altar Bread Ministry. Assisting our Pastor Cindy during the service are the acolytes and the limbs. Then we have readers who share the weekly lessons with the congregation, and that's separate from the Reading Buddies ministry that partners with the Columbia County Schools. I can't forget to mention the live streaming ministry that provides a virtual experience online. As the church service is taking place, the children's ministry is going on downstairs. And yes, we also have a youth ministry. In addition, we have the following ministries available: the Claiborne Outreach, Cooper's Cards, Daughters of the King, food collection drives, foyer fellowship and dinner groups, Kairos Prison Ministries, the men's group, mission trips, outreach projects, prayer team, chain and shawls ministries, pastoral care ministry, and I think I am participating in the stewardship ministry right now. I challenge you to pick one and get involved. Oh, one I can't forget, the snacks after the services provided by the refreshment ministry. Every perfect gift from the heart comes from the heart. Please prayerfully consider sharing your time, talent, and treasures. Thank you, and happy, healthy, holy Thanksgiving.